And we are back. It is CHRIS Akin Presents with me, CHRIS Akin, and Mr. Erik Ferentinos. And dude, Scott made you a new friend, right?
Yeah, he's way cool.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. And I am a definite fan. Now that he's not here, I'll say it again so it doesn't sound like I was ass kissing. I am a definite fan of Good Company with Bowling. It's a really, really well done show, and I don't even want to.
Damn good lighting on that show. Like the clip you showed, I was like, holy crap,
dude! It is a.
Like
I mean, it's
Nightline.
a show. It's a show,
Mhm.
and I can easily see if he doesn't care about how much money he's getting, if he doesn't overcharge it like certain other guys that we were talking about for half that interview, but if he doesn't overcharge for it and he just delivers them a show, for a decent amount of money, I could totally see Access or Tubi, or honestly any of the free ones, Tubi, Roku channel, Pluto, they are all screaming for content right now. They all are looking for content. And to do something at that level that he does it at, if he can produce it weekly, he could definitely get. It's a lot of work. I'm not going to lie and say it's not a lot of work, but it would benefit him greatly. And I think he could really, really get in there because he's already got the product together. It's not like most shows where you come in with an idea and then they got to hire a producer, a lighting tech, a camera guy, sound engineer, a script writer, a makeup art. He's got all that shit already together.
He's right there. He's right on the cusp.
He's right on the cusp. So if he asks me, I will definitely put him in contact with some people, and no guarantees of anything. I don't, just because
we'll have our people talk to his people.
That's right. Well, when I talk to people, like, do like the Eddie Trunk thing.
Yep.
When I talk to my people that I know over at Access TV, they will listen because I am the great CHRIS Akin. It's like,
that's right.
That's right. Well, apparently you are not the great Erik Ferentinos when it comes to flying.
Wow. That's the truth.
How's that for a segue?
It's a segue. Whoa. How was Southwest Airlines, Chris, in the news this past 2 weeks with the holiday? How many people's Christmas
was wrecked?
Was totally ruined by Southwest Airlines. This was an airline, by the way, that for so long was so great for, different reasons that people would expect. I mean, they are a stripped down airline. They were always the most affordable. They were the biggest employer of the gay community out there. But it was a good thing. It was a good thing because the gays that worked at Southwest made it awesome. You know what I mean? They were a lot of fun, and they made what would generally be like a cattle on a plane actually tolerable with their humor and things like that. And over the years, I enjoyed it. Plus, one of their biggest selling points was 2 free checked bags.
Right. Sure.
Okay. Well, I bought a guitar case for my Charvels. That's an ATA airline, whatever transmissions.
Right. Transportation approved.
Transportation. Yeah. Airport transportation approved. Thank you, Chris.
Okay.
I bought one of these. It was an expensive case. It's from Enki.
Okay.
ENKI, by the way, which Enki, just for a little historical reference, is the god that told Moses to build the ark. Or not Moses, but Noah.
Noah?
Yeah.
I was saying Moses didn't listen really well to that fucking request, did he?
No, he was like, what? Parted the seas. Excuse me. Yeah. No.
It's like, I don't need a boat. I can just walk across this bitch.
Right. So exactly. He doesn't need a ship. So Noah to build the ark for like the end times, if you will. Right. So this case, that was the reference to this. This case was designed to withstand the end times. Okay. And it has all the flight stuff so that they can, the TSA can get into it and all the correct locks and all this.
Okay.
Well, they've just Southwest Airlines, on the last couple times I've flown for them, have wanted to charge me $75 each way to take my case, which is
To take your guitar.
yeah, my guitar, man, my tool. They have these ridiculous ways of measuring this stuff. But as you can see there on the oversized Southwest baggage area there, that is my case. And you can see, I mean, it's not small, but it's not huge either.
It's no bigger than a lot of suitcases that come through there.
That's right. I mean, so these people, so many people are taking their golf clubs. I don't know if you happen to get that other photo.
I have it. No, I have it.
Okay. This gentleman here is carrying not one, but 2 golf club bags.
Yeah.
Okay. The same type of setup with the wheels on it. And he's carrying them away there. I asked that gentleman, I go, sir, excuse me, how much did Southwest charge you for those? He goes, what? They didn't charge me anything. It's like, it was free. You get 2 free check bags. And I'm going, why the hell are they treating me like this? I mean, and so this has been happening going to Vegas, San Diego, to Vegas. They've been doing this to me. And one thing I referenced earlier about, the gays that work there, all those cool people are freaking gone now. Okay. The only people that are left are the bootlickers that took the shot and kept the job and just do whatever their overlords tell them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And don't care and don't have the ability to think for themselves of how ridiculous they're being. That's all that's left there. And it's just, it's progressively disgusted me, as each time I have to fly, like they treat me this way. Because for one, okay, so you're charging me $75 because it's a guitar and you have to treat it differently. They don't treat it any differently. They throw it the oversized shit. It's going with the strollers. It's going with the golf clubs. And when it gets off in Las Vegas, it's coming straight off with everybody else's shit.
Yeah.
So there's nothing that they are doing differently than screwing me $75 each way. So for me to go play a gig, now I got to pay $150 to have my guitar go out with me. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
This has happened twice now. So I was going to make a pretty big deal about it. I actually complained to them on this last trip, and I was saying how the CEO should step down, man. And then Christmas comes and they just have like the worst meltdown ever. Like, so much damage has been caused by Southwest Airlines at this point that it kind of just dwarfed my problem. You know what I mean? I was just trying to think.
And no. I don't agree really with that. I mean, I agree that they had a big problem, but the reason they had a big problem is because they treat people like you the way they did.
Right.
Dude, let's be honest. They're treating you that way because you got a fucking mohawk. They think you're a fucking degenerate.
That's very perceptive of you, that analysis. However, I experimented, and just recently, this last time I went, I threw on a hat just to see if it was, imagine that, me working for you.
Yeah.
Did the hat thing. She was equally as big a bitch as the one was the first time around. And I can't for the life of me understand their reasoning or their logic, but I'll walk up and I already self-tagged my shit. I like go in and making their job easier. I go up to the kiosk, I spit out the checked bag thing for them. My case, by the way, just for the listeners at home, it's less than 51 inches high. Okay, and weighs about 45 pounds. So it is well under the 50-pound mark.
Sure.
This thing is designed to be as easy as possible for the airlines to move around. They never really have to lift it. It rolls. It can withstand the end times, as we referenced earlier. You don't have to you could treat this like anything else. But they're deciding to treat me this way, and I don't know what I'm going to do, man. To be honest, because it's a lose-lose situation. This would have actually taken down the insurance claims for the airline if they just accepted this case, because they would never have a problem with it. But now I'm going to be forced to take a soft case on board and inconvenience the staff taking it on board and having to go, you gotta let me on early and I got to get this in there, and they're gonna go, that's not gonna fit, and all this bullshit. Shit. I can't win.
No, you can win by absolutely telling them when they give you the bitching, tell them to go fuck themselves. The reason I'm doing that is because you're charging me 150 fucking bucks to do it the proper way.
Right. These confrontations, my friend, have happened many times. You know, I just want to say I have had over the last 22 years my share of
I'm
fucking
sure.
meltdowns. Yeah,
I'm
everything. I mean, meltdowns with the TSA grabbing my nuts to meltdowns over my baggage. You know what I mean? I
right.
have no problem making the biggest scene you've ever witnessed anywhere. It doesn't work though. It's like nothing works with them. You know what I mean? There's nobody cool left at Southwest Airlines. Honestly, they need to fire everyone. They need to fire everyone that is currently working at Southwest Airlines. The CEO needs to step down in shame over everything that just happened.
Right.
And then they need to hire back every gay person that they let go and give them a big raise and say, please come back and save our airline. That's what I think they should do. And stop charging me for my guitar. If they see guitar, how many guitar players are they even dealing with the millions of travelers that they have? How many professional guitar players are they dealing with? A hundred, you know?
I wonder if maybe that's it. Maybe they look at the fact that you're a musician as a fucking negative.
Yeah,
There's
they're like,
got to
oh,
be a
you're going to
reason.
work. We're gonna tax you because you're about to go make
Yeah.
some money. We want 10%. You know?
There's got to be a reason that they look at you and they fucking charge you the $75, but they look at that guy that looks like he's, just walked out of a board meeting and now he's going to, knock
Right.
down 18 with the CIO. That's
Bingo.
that's what
This
it
guy
is.
didn't pay for his ticket. His work paid for it, and he's just going on some freaking golf trip. You know,
Yeah.
like me, this is my only time I'm making money is when I go play a show, and you're gonna do that to me, and know that it's not my company necessarily paying these fees. Yes, I'm not gonna, lie. I don't pay for my ticket. Steven pays for my airline ticket, but all
Yeah.
these extra fees he's not paying for, you know what I mean? I'm paying for
Mhm.
those, and when it starts to be a couple $100 every time I fly out, like if I do, a couple hundred flights a year, what am I supposed to be paying 10 grand in baggage fees?
Yeah.
It's
Well, and that's,
ridiculous.
I mean, and that's the crazy part about this thing, dude, is that, you know, maybe they don't think it's a big deal at $75 a hit, but let's be honest. It ain't like your name ain't Stephen Piercy, so you're not the one getting the big check.
Right.
You're getting the check that $150 out of it is like, that fucking sucks.
Right. I want to ask the airline, ticket person, how would you like if we took $75 out of your paycheck today, bitch?
Yeah.
How would you like that?
How much did you pay to park, you cunt?
Right.
How much did you pay to park at the airport? Was it $75? Well, fuck you, because that's what I just paid to park my ass.
Like I don't think she's understanding how ridiculous that is. Like even after Southwest, say you have a third bag, a third big fucking bag, that would be like $35. They're charging me like if I brought 4 huge bags, or something.
Yeah.
Like, and it's the weird way that they measure things. They like not just measure it up, they'll like measure it up with and like say when they're done with that, somehow they're coming up with that. It's, oh, you're already at 54. This is, they pull out the tape measure, they rip my tag off the bag and try to, shame me and,
yeah, but that makes no sense though, because you bought a piece of equipment, the carry box, the box,
right, to
whatever that thing's
protect
called.
me and the airline. Both of us are protected with that.
And you bought it under their kind of guise. Really, it's
right.
It's not like you just bought it so that you'd have this cool box. You bought it because it's like the best way per their guidance.
That's right. So now I'm going to be forced to take a soft case. I'm going to have to take it on board. And that's the only legal protection I have, is that there was a law passed where they have to accommodate a musician's guitar if it's in a soft case. They have to make a fair attempt at getting it on the plane. So now at 50 years old, I gotta lug around this soft case with 2 freaking guitars in it that probably weighs close to 50 pounds. And all our gates are miles apart, and it's just going to be a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think it's stupid. And I'm going to keep busting your balls, Southwest Airlines, because I have a voice now through the CHRIS Akin Presents podcast.
There you go.
And I'm not going to let this go.
I don't blame you, dude. The fact that somebody can bring on their fucking their spiritual monkey to fucking help them cope with a goddamn flight, and you can't bring your goddamn tools for work without paying for it, fuck off. That's ridiculous.
It's like Southwest Airlines is telling me one thing here. Southwest Airlines doesn't like music.
Yeah.
What do you think of that, Chris?
They're also telling you to fly Delta. That's really what they're saying.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because I do fly Delta and I love Delta. And let me tell you, after flying Delta, you don't want to fly any other airline because they have like a TV in the back of the seat. I mean, it's keeps you entertained. You can watch the newest movies. I see cool movies all the time. Southwest is just trashy people, man. I mean, the last flight I got was charged at $75. Vegas flights are trashy as hell, man. The ones from San Diego to Vegas, these are just trashy ass people going to Vegas, like tourists and stuff. And the way Southwest works is it's general admission, as you know. So everybody just takes the aisle in the window seats and it's just empty middle seats going all the way down. Well, for me, a frequent traveler, if I have to take Southwest, I certainly don't want to go to the back of the freaking plane. I want to go to the closest to the front of the plane where my shit is going to fit above the seat. And I don't care if it's in the middle. I just want to get off that plane as soon as possible. So I was about like halfway down the thing, and I see a woman and an old lady in the window seat and a woman in the aisle. And I go, excuse me, I'm gonna go ahead and sit there because there was enough, room for my bag up above. And she just looks at me and doesn't move. And I go, excuse me, because I didn't want to like stick my ass in her face. You know what I mean?
Right.
To go, well, I'm not above doing that, but I didn't want to come out doing that. So I said to her again, I'm like, ma'am, can I go ahead and sit there? And then she like barely like moved her knee over like a little bit. And she's like, well, go like that. Ugh. And I go, it just was the wrong time to do that to me. You know what I mean? Like that after all of the shit I'd been through and lack of sleep and everything, I sit down, I go, and I was like, geez, sorry, I put you out there, lady. I sat down or something like that. And she's like, well, there's plenty of other seats back there. You didn't have to sit here. It's like, holy shit, bitch. I go, fuck that. And I got all loud shit. Again, I told you, I'll go Jersey on your shit real quick. You know what I mean? I go, I don't give a shit. I'll sit wherever I want. And now I regret that. I'm like, I should have kept my fucking cool. It'd just been funny or something. The lady next to me turned out to be her mom, which made it really kind of awkward. But later, I actually was like trying to be really nice to her mom. Like she was a bitch. The lady next to me decided then she was going to talk over me to talk to her mother the whole flight. So, mom, they told me that I could come in on Tuesday to do that, whatever. And she's like talking in my face and shit. I'm not into masks and everything, but I'm also not into you talking in my fucking face.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need to talk to you. But anyways, she was talking over me, which is even worse. She's not even talking to me. She's talking to this person, but she's trying to her mom. At some point, her mom was looking like she was having trouble opening her bag of chips or whatever. And I was like, would you like me to help open those for you? And she's like, oh no, I think I'm just gonna save them for later. I'm like, okay, let me know if I can help you with that. I will, because I'm nice to her because she didn't do anything, and I actually felt bad. I didn't know I was yelling at her daughter. I didn't want to scare this old lady or whatever, but her daughter was trashy as hell, and I just had to like put her in the place or something. And then I just, this was luckily a short flight. It's only like a 40-minute flight. So
still doesn't matter. You still shouldn't have to be fucking uncomfortable on a flight. Why should you accept that?
Chad Moore says the cost of your guitar's travel expense should be built into Piercy's guarantee. It's part of the business. Well, somewhat true, but I mean, if there's any way that I could have avoided that, then it's my problem, and it can be avoided if I lug my shit on my back.
And let's be honest, and again, I'm not justifying this. I'm just being real about this. The last thing in the world that's going on in a touring band is super critical isolation of expenditures. You guys will definitely keep track of your big expenses, but nobody's saying, hey, I spent $8 at Burger King. Can I get reimbursed for that?
Say that? There are people that do that, and it's I would suggest we have Chris tips. We had Chris tips earlier. Erik tips for the up and coming musician. Choose your battles. Pick your battles wisely when it comes to that. Don't come to your first national gig asking to be reimbursed for your Starbucks you got at the airport or some shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, if it's like a hotel room on the road and yeah, you'd want to get reimbursed if for some reason you had to pay for that. And I do believe that the employer should pay for the airline ticket, but
Yeah.
aside from that, you should probably buy your own stuff. There was a time when like the per diems flowed like
Yeah.
water, but those days are kind of over. I haven't had per diem in a good amount of time. I just
Yeah. Now per diem means that you get a styrofoam with a hamburger in it
oh
at the gig. Here you go.
well, that is part of it, if you're frugal enough, you don't spend anything. You just starve yourself. So maybe you can lose 2 pounds before the show. You just wait till right before the gig, and then they have the rider there, and you can start eating some fruit tray, deli
Right.
tray and shit. Don't spend any money. They have to. The venue does in the contract have to give us a buyout or provide a catered experience, if you will. And so you can get away with not spending money,
Sure.
eating
Those
their
nights
stuff.
those nights that you don't eat before the show, you come out and you just play your ass off because you're so fucking mad and hungry and angry.
Hangry, exactly.
Yeah, you're hangry. Somebody throws a Snickers bar at you and then you play a ballad.
No, the one thing that was interesting, and a show you probably didn't get a chance to see, but I think I threw you a photo of the name of this Hulu show that
Yeah.
this spins back to the luggage thing, and I found this show kind of interesting, and it's on Hulu, and I think it's called Inside.
It's called Inside Airport Lost and Found.
Inside Airport Lost and Found, and this is on Hulu, and it was kind of interesting because first of all, I'm going like, who doesn't ultimately go after their bag or claim their bag,
Right.
And I mean, I was just trying to think of the situations where somebody, because generally the airline will get it to you, you go ahead and give them the number or whatever of your little baggage claim ticket, and they'll actually fly it to wherever it goes and have a driver like drive it to you,
Right.
wherever that may be. So I was surprised that they would ever have unclaimed baggage out there. So I was thinking, man, it must be like a lot of situations where it's maybe illegal activity is left behind or something like that. And sure enough, there was some interesting insights to the show. Like when they go through like what they do to identify whose bag it is, sometimes it's easy for them to do, but then they have to, of course, investigate a little bit.
Right.
And they actually have like, police officers at every airport, and that's their whole job, is to go through people's shit. And they do it like, it was funny because during the show, they make it sound like they're doing it so they could possibly find out who it belongs to,
Right.
They're just good Samaritans, but these guys are like looking to solve crimes and stuff. This guy's like breaking into the people's phones in there. He's breaking into their iPads or laptops. I mean, they get a lot of stuff on this show, and they do make attempts to try to put it with the people. And I bet you, I mean, there's so many scummy people out there, man,
Right.
that they probably do have kiddie porn and who knows on their shit, and they just leave it behind. They go, oh shit, I'm not going to come claim that, and this guy's job is just to bust these people, I would imagine. They use all the forensic stuff, FBI kind of shit to crack into this stuff. Now, if they can't put it or find out who it belongs to, there's a store in Alabama that sells all this stuff, and it's pretty amazing. Like you can actually go online, and they even have like an online store, and they got probably the thing they have the most of is cell phones that have been left behind,
Right.
like iPhones and Galaxies and stuff like that. And there's some deals on them, but yeah, they've gone through and unlocked all of these. They're not just handing you somebody's phone. They've gotten all the evidence off all these things, and then they're reselling them at this store, and anybody can go online. I should have probably had that prepared of what this store is called, but it's the only one of its kind. Like if you look at like unclaimed baggage, I think the place might be called Unclaimed Baggage Store, and you can just unclaimed baggage online store. If you were to look that up, Google or what have you, that would take you to this it's like a thrift store, but it's really tight. I mean, everything almost looks new. They give away all the crappy shit to the Salvation Army type places and thrift stores. Now, anything that's like high value, they automatically segregate it, to be profiteered later.
Jesus, this is fucked. I'm looking at the website right now. This is fucked.
Are you able to pull it up at all for anybody?
Yeah, I'm going to pull it up right now. Hold on.
Okay. I was intrigued by all this. Chris and I will always try to let you guys know if there's interesting shows out there. And if you're somebody who travels and you ever wondered, what happens to some of this stuff, eventually, if it was worth anything, it'll end up at a place like this. It looks like this might be a different one, but the same premise.
Well, it says it's the only one. It's the nation's only retailer of lost luggage.
It does say it's the only one. That must be it. Okay.
And then here's the new arrivals. Here's the new arrivals.
What do you think? The first pair?
Dude, it's like this shit was just ripped out of somebody's suitcase yesterday.
He ripped that right off of some girl's ass that set the detector off at TSA.
Yeah, it's not new. It's just fucking new.
Well, you're going to the shitty shit. You need to go to like the electronics.
All right, let's find some. Here's tablets.
Yeah, start going there.
All right, look at this.
Get an idea of what kind of price range you can get on this.
It's not that much cheaper.
That's what I kind of said too. I was like, wow, they really are flying.
$579 for a 4th gen iPad,
right?
That's a little steep.
Especially since nowadays with like Verizon or any of these companies, you could do like an interest-free pay plan where you hardly feel that shit on your bill. You know what I mean? For like $5 extra a month, you have a brand new iPad. So they do need to come down.
I'd be a little leery of buying any kind of electronic from this. If somebody didn't go back to claim their iPad, I got to think there's child porn or something that's been distributed on that iPad.
Right.
Which thing I need is the FBI showing up at my door saying, "Hey, let us see what's on that iPad."
Oh my God, I know, right? See, I don't have to worry about that kind of shit. Like the only thing they're gonna find on mine is like MILFs and stuff, like older bitches.